Welcome to Raw. We are 2 weeks away from Wrestlemania 3, and the Wrestlemania card is coming into focus more and more with each passing day. We will hear tonight from WWE official Triple H. He will lay out what we can expect at WrestleMania in regards to the WWE Tag Team Championship. We will find out what he has in store for the Bloodline, the current champions, and the team that they have continuously tried to find ways to screw themselves out of a fair shot at those titles, the team of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Here in our opening match, we are going to see CM Punk. Punk, who, as of now, doesn't really have a clear path to WrestleMania. Obviously, there is always the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. But you never know. Something could clear up for him in these next 2 weeks. His opponent tonight will be Logan Paul. Logan, who just last week on SmackDown participated in a number one contenders battle royal with a shot at the WWE European Championship at WrestleMania. Paul making it to the final two before being eliminated by the winner, Trick Williams. Trick will take on Chad Gable at WrestleMania for the WWE European Championship. His tag team partner, Carmelo Hayes, has had a recent history with Gable. Just a few weeks back at Elimination Chamber, had a shot at that European Championship himself. Unfortunately for him, he did come up on the losing end, but not before picking up 3 consecutive non-title victories against Chad Gable. We'll see at WrestleMania 3 if his tag team partner, Trick Williams, fares a little better against Gable. Now, WrestleMania history in the open mic universe for these two. CM Punk, who wasn't officially signed to the open mic universe until last year after the Great American Bash Tour, did make an appearance in WrestleMania 1, where he and his wife AJ Lee took on the team of Seth Rollins and his wife Becky Lynch. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, there's a match like that coming up in an alternate universe, but remember, we brought it to you here first. Logan Paul at WrestleMania 1 lost to LA Knight. Last year at WrestleMania 2, he won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Punk with a fisherman suplex, and CM Punk picks up the win. You got to think that if nothing materializes over the next couple weeks, CM Punk will be at WrestleMania in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Maybe he will pull a Logan Paul and be this year's winner. Up next, we've got a triple threat match. Io Sky will be taking on Chelsea Green and Bayley. Interesting thing to note between these three. All three of these ladies did participate in Elimination Chamber qualifying matches. All three of them coming up on the losing end. Bayley was defeated by Ivy Nile. Io Sky defeated by Liv Morgan. And Chelsea Green coming up on the losing end against Naomi. We know that the WWE Women's Championship, Nia Jax defending against the Royal Rumble winner, Becky Lynch. They had an explosive confrontation last week on SmackDown. Nia, who's been sort of MIA here in the open mic universe. She came out on SmackDown and let all of us know that being a champion is hard, and there are all these commitments and responsibilities you have as a champion representing the company. But now she's back and she's ready for Wrestlemania. She's ready for her opponent, Becky Lynch. Becky would come down to the ring and let Nia know what she has planned for her at Wrestlemania. And then Nia would blindside Becky, attack her in the ring, and leave her unconscious in the middle of the ring. You know that's not going to sit well with the man. And you're already dealing with a pretty pissed off Becky Lynch. She has got it out for the bloodline after what The Rock did to her husband back at the Royal Rumble. And Becky wasted no time. She won the Royal Rumble, and on the immediate Raw after the Royal Rumble, she called her shot. She challenged Nia Jax. While she can't get in the ring with The Rock, she can get in the ring with the one female member of the bloodline. And Io now, Koji clutch applied to Chelsea Green, and Chelsea tapping out, and Io Sky with a big win this week on Raw. On his way to the ring, a man we have not seen since back at Starrcade, Braun Strowman. He will be taking on the Viper Randy Orton. Last week on SmackDown, the WWE United States Champion Karrion Kross came to the ring and was trying to summon a predator of the past. He called out Randy Orton, and not today's Randy Orton. He wanted the Randy Orton of old. The Randy Orton that would strike friend, family member. It didn't matter. He would strike them from behind if that meant that would get him a little bit closer to what he wanted. A man that was a legend killer. That's the guy that Karrion Kross wants at Wrestlemania. RKO goes for the cover, and Randy Orton defeats Braun Strowman. If the old school Randy Orton shows up at Wrestlemania, Karrion Kross just might get what he's asking for. Now we're gonna hear from WWE official Paul Triple H Levesque. And we will finally find out what we can expect at WrestleMania 3 when it comes to the WWE Tag Team titles. The champions, the Bloodline, Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, have screwed over Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn on multiple occasions. Let's hear from Triple H. Triple H says this business between the Bloodline and defending the tag team titles, it's gone on long enough. So at WrestleMania, they're going to put those tag team titles on the line. And what the hell is Braun Breaker coming out here for? Braun Breaker interrupting Triple H. He says, at Royal Rumble, Jacob Fatu cost me the Royal Rumble. Then, he cost me my chance to qualify for Elimination Chamber. So it's simple, Triple H. I want Jacob Fatu at WrestleMania. Triple H tells him no. The badass learns that if there's something that you want, you probably shouldn't interrupt the boss. Welcome to WCW NITRO. And out to kick things off tonight, the WCW World Heavyweight Champion AJ Styles. Styles, who will defend the WCW World title against Damian Priest at WrestleMania. AJ says he never thought that Cody was the smartest guy in the locker room, but last week took the cake. He's going to challenge Abyss to a Monsters Ball match at WrestleMania. He's just dumb. So I'll tell you what, Cody. You want Abyss in a Monsters Ball match? You got it. So Cody Rhodes versus Abyss, WrestleMania 3. Uh-oh, AJ. Damian Priest on his way down to the ring. Says, AJ, you sent your boys to Raw to attack Finn. So I showed up on Nitro last week. Gallows and Anderson, nowhere to be found. I'm here this week again. They're hiding. I know you're terrified of what I'm going to do to you at WrestleMania, but here tonight, I want Gallows and I want Anderson right now. I'll tell you what, Damian. I'll give you Abyss later on tonight. Damian Priest doesn't get Gallows and Anderson, but he will get his hands on Abyss later on tonight. Austin Theory entering the ring. Theory going right for a microphone. He says, Ethan Page, I don't know who you think you are. You just got here. You think you deserve title matches. LA Knight, it's you and Austin Theory at WrestleMania. Tozawa, get out here and let me give you a beating. Out comes Akira Tozawa. And look at Tozawa with a little mocking motion in the direction of Austin Theory. Theory not appreciating the challenge that Ethan Page laid out last week, where he was trying to make a case for himself, having a match with the WCW Television Champion LA Knight at WrestleMania. Theory believing that because Page just got here, he should get at the back of the line, and someone like him should get that title opportunity at WrestleMania. We don't know, obviously, what the plans are for LA Knight and a WCW Television title match at WrestleMania. One thing is for certain, there are two willing challengers that have attempted to make their case as to why they should get a shot at the WCW Television title and a match against LA Knight. And who knows, maybe it's somebody like Tozawa. Tozawa had a huge win a few weeks back when he defeated Charlie Dempsey. If he could find a way to defeat Austin Theory here, a strong case could be made for him, as Theory just stomping a mud hole in Tozawa. Tozawa out here on his own again. No Maxine Dupree, no Otis. Theory with the roll-up, but doesn't even get a one. Now delivering some vicious shots to Tozawa. Gets Tozawa up. Buckle bomb in the corner. Tozawa moves out of the way. And maybe Theory ought to focus more on what's right in front of him instead of worrying about what could happen for him at Wrestlemania. Kick to the midsection. Neck breaker. Both men down. Now Tozawa, the first to his feet. Now these two trading shots back and forth. Theory saying, bring it on. Another block from Theory. And now they're just teeing off. And Theory, the first to recover. Gets Tozawa up. 8-town down. Hooks the leg. And Austin Theory gets the win. But Tozawa definitely didn't make it easy on him. Theory trying to make the case this week that he should get a shot at LA Knight and the WCW Television title at Wrestlemania. Up next, we've got the EST Bianca Belair. She will be taking on Kiana James, who is making her WCW debut this week. Kiana, who made her Open Mic Universe debut back at the Royal Rumble, finally agreeing to terms with WCW, and she's in there with the EST, who's delivering some heavy punches to Kiana James. We've seen a few of these ladies who debuted at the Royal Rumble sign over the last month or so. Julia signing here with WCW. Stephanie Vaquer signing with WWE. Kiana James, the latest to put pen to paper and choosing WCW DDT. Hooks the leg. Only gets a one. James can't believe it. But there are still a few free agents out there. Kairi Sane is not signed with anybody yet. Same with Lola Vice, another lady who made her debut at the Royal Rumble. Bianca sending Kiana James down to the floor and then bowing to the crowd. We haven't gotten any kind of reaction from Bianca since her former best friend and current arch enemy, Jade Cargill, won the Women's Elimination Chamber match, earning her a shot at Raquel Rodriguez in the WCW Women's Championship at Wrestlemania. Bianca lifting Kiana up. KOD. And Bianca Belair with a rude welcome to the newest member of the WCW Women's roster, Kiana James. It's time for our main event, the Monster Abyss. Coming into the ring by AJ Styles. He will be taking on Damian Priest. And although Priest did want to get his hands on Gallows and Anderson, this week he's going to have to settle for another member of AJ's Goon Squad, Abyss. We learned at the start of Nitro, AJ Styles letting Cody Rhodes and the rest of us know that Abyss would be accepting the challenge at Wrestlemania for a Monsters Ball match, and AJ pulling the referee out of the ring as he saves his monster there. And for some reason, the referee allowing AJ to stay at ringside. Why he doesn't send him to the back, I don't know. Now the momentum clearly in the direction of Abyss. And Abyss sends Damian Priest down to the floor. Now the Monster's going to join him. Priest able to kick Abyss back. And now Priest back to his feet. Big clothesline from Damian Priest. And now sends Abyss back into the ring. Got to think AJ not too happy about this. You see him moving around there in the background. Big clubs to the head from Damian Priest. Boot to the face. Now Abyss trying to get back to his feet in the corner. And Damian Priest not giving him any time to recover as he stays on the Monster. Now Abyss catching the foot, slams Damian Priest down. Abyss off the ropes, misses with the leg drop. Reversal there from Abyss. Black hole slam. Damian Priest is down, and now AJ sending a chair in. Referee, he's out of here. And now Abyss, here comes Finn Balor. Finn Balor in to save his partner. And we know there's been a lot of issues between these two, but Finn Balor showed up big for Damian Priest tonight. We're on the road to WrestleMania, and it's the biggest event of the year, the biggest matches of the year. So, of course, we're going to have a lot more promos leading up to WrestleMania than we would have at any other time throughout the normal year. But this week on Thunder, we are actually going to start off with a match in the ring. Alexa Bliss, accompanied by Lily. She will be taking on the Poison Pixie, Candice LeRae. Here in the open mic universe, when it comes to WrestleMania, obviously everybody on the roster wants to be on that card. It's just not possible. So what we have on the men's side, we've got the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and then on the women's side, we've got the Chyna Memorial Battle Royal. And while we don't know who will be in those matches, you got to think somebody like Alexa, a prime candidate for that Battle Royal, but Candice could make a case for herself as well. Alexa now in control. Probably shouldn't be celebrating there on the apron. And Candice able to take advantage of that mistake by Alexa Bliss. Now Alexa turning the tide back in her direction. choking out Candice in the corner. Sister Abigail hooks the leg. Only gets a 2. That doesn't happen very often for Alexa. Normally when she hits Sister Abigail, the match is over. Alexa going up top. Candice able to move out of the way. And now sends Alexa up and over the top rope and down to the floor. Now Candice joins her. And Alexa sent into the ring post. And Candice definitely taking advantage here. And hey, no fault to her. She sends Alexa. And now Candice back in the ring. I don't think Alexa's going to make it back in. We're at a count of 9. And that is it. Candice LeRae, even though it is by countout, with the upset win to kick off Thunder this week against Alexa Bliss. Up next, we're going to see Carlito. He will be taking on R-Truth. Truth, who over the last few months has seen his stock rise. Back at Survivor Series, he was a part of the team representing WCW in the men's War Games match. He had a really good showing back at the Royal Rumble. I think maybe he was the second to last WCW guy to be eliminated. After that, he went on to qualify for the men's Elimination Chamber match. A match won by the returning Roman Reigns, but again, can't discount what these last almost 6 months have been for R-Truth. He's made some friends. He's gotten pretty close with Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso. Cody, who was the captain back at Survivor Series, he liked what he saw from Truth. Truth kind of went on a little bit of a winning streak and impressed the, at the time, WCW World Champion. Elbow to the head from Truth. Sends Carlito into the ropes. And now Truth in the driver's seat, telling the crowd what's up. Uh-oh. You can't see me. R-Truth with a tribute to his childhood hero, John Cena. 5-knuckle shuffle. And now Carlito slow to get back to his feet. Both men down. And Truth able to drape his arm over Carlito's lifeless body. And he gets the 3 count. R-Truth had to work for it, but he picks up the win here against Carlito. On his way to the ring, maybe the most popular guy on the roster, but popular in the sense that there's no shortage of challengers who want a shot at his WCW Television title at Wrestlemania. Ethan Page and Austin Theory have tried to make their cases. AJ, your boys bailed you out at Elimination Chamber, and good on you for that. But if you think I'm done with you, you got another thing coming. Now, as to these bums that have been walking around here the last couple weeks with my name in their mouth, wanting a match at Wrestlemania. Who should it be? Who should the megastar make famous at Wrestlemania? It's The Miz. Miz says, you're really out here talking about a bunch of jabronis who are trying to talk their way on to the WrestleMania card. You talk about wanting to make someone famous. I am famous. I am one of the biggest crossover superstars this business has ever seen. And if you want a box office match at WrestleMania, I'm your opponent. LA Knight says, why don't I take on all three of you dummies? Okay. Well, it looks like we're going to have a fatal four-way. LA Knight, Ethan Page, Austin Theory, and The Miz for the WCW Television title at Wrestlemania. It's time for our main event. And making his way to the ring, main event, Jey Uso, the WCW United States Champion. He will be defending that championship against the man that he took it from back at Halloween Havoc, the Scottish psychopath, Drew McIntyre. It's been an emotional few months for Jey. Obviously, he had big plans to go to WrestleMania, challenge The Rock for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, came up a little short in the Royal Rumble, missed out on qualifying for Elimination Chamber, thanks in large part to The Rock, who showed up, distracting Jey in his qualifying match against Drew McIntyre. And that ended up being Jey's first singles loss since joining WCW last summer. And definitely having some trouble here against Bronson Reed. But again, like we said, it's been an emotional few months for Jey. He's got a lot on his mind. And maybe that emotional roller coaster that he's been on these last few months, the fact that he's got Drew McIntyre coming up in less than 2 weeks at WrestleMania, his focus clearly not on his opponent here, as now we see a little bit of fight out of Jey Uso. Goes for the cover. Only gets a 2 as Bronson Reed. And now Jey going up top. Uso splash off the top rope. Again with a cover. And again, Bronson Reed gets his shoulder up. Jey now getting the crowd involved. Gets Reed back to his feet. Back suplex, neck breaker, hooks the leg. And Jey Uso with the win. And out comes Drew McIntyre. And we know what this is all about. Drew just trying to play some more mind games with Jey Uso. Welcome to SmackDown. We are 1 week away from WrestleMania 3. To kick off the show this week, we're going to hear from Triple H. We thought we were going to get an announcement earlier this week on Raw. But while Triple H was in the process of making that announcement, he would be interrupted by Braun Breaker, who was demanding a match against Jacob Fatu at WrestleMania. Let's see if we get that announcement here. Triple H says he wants to apologize for what happened on Monday. He didn't anticipate getting interrupted by Braun Breaker, as he was going to make a huge announcement about the WWE Tag Team title situation at Wrestlemania. So the Bloodline will be defending the WWE. And here it is again. Triple H interrupted this time by Jacob Fatu. Jacob says the only announcement you need to be making is the announcement of me versus Braun Breaker at Wrestlemania. I'm just going to keep it 100. At Wrestlemania, I'm going all gas, no brakes on Braun Breaker's ass. You know what I mean? Triple H says, nah, I don't. You know what I mean? Triple H's big announcement gets interrupted again, this time by the Intercontinental Champion. Up next, we've got singles action. Pete Dunne already in the ring. He will be taking on his former Brawling Brutes teammate, Sheamus. So again, Triple H trying to make an announcement, trying to let us know what's going to go down at WrestleMania in regards to the WWE Tag Team Championships. On Raw, it was Braun Breaker who interrupted him. Here on SmackDown, it was Jacob Fatu. Clearly, these two guys want nothing more than to get each other in the ring at WrestleMania. They're definitely not going about it the right way. And the reason they're probably not getting what they want is the fact that they keep interrupting Triple H, as he's out here trying to handle other business. Now, will we see Jacob Fatu versus Braun Breaker at WrestleMania? I don't know. They're both trying to make the case. Bro kick. Sheamus with the cover. And Sheamus with the win, as he defeats his old partner, his old teammate, Pete Dunne, here in our opening match on SmackDown. Up next, we're going to see Roxanne Perez, as she will be taking on Dakota Kai. And again, back to the Fatu and Breaker situation. Maybe we do get that match at WrestleMania. But when you come out and you interrupt your boss as he's trying to make a big announcement, you're both trying to state your case, but you're really picking the wrong time to do it. And that's probably why Triple H, at this point, has not shown that he is going to give either man what they want, even though both want the same thing. And so again, still no clarification on what we can expect with the WWE Tag Team Championships at WrestleMania. We assume that the Bloodline will be defending against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. But thanks to Braun Breaker on Raw and Jacob Fatu here tonight, that announcement is clearly going to have to wait. And we're running out of time. WrestleMania 3 is 1 week away. Maybe we'll learn something later on in the show tonight or potentially next week, but with most of the WrestleMania cards set, we don't know what's going to go on with the tag team titles. And then clearly Jacob Fatu and Braun Breaker not scheduled for a match at this point either. And Roxanne Perez gets the 3 count. And she picks up the victory this week against Dakota Kai. We got tag team action next. Fraxium, Nathan Frazier and Axiom. They will be taking on a team we've talked about throughout the show, the WWE Tag Team Champions, Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. And from behind, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Clearly, a little bit of frustration there as they have not been able to get a clear answer on what is going to go on at Wrestlemania. And they get the party started by attacking Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa as they made their way to the ring. And you can't fault Sami and Kevin with what Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa have done. Anytime there has been a championship match between these two teams, they have definitely pushed KO and Sami to this point. Tonga Loa with a leg drop off the top rope. And now dropping down some heavy elbows on Axiom. A little bit of help there from Tama Tonga. Now Tonga Loa with the cover, but he only gets a 1. The Bloodline, again, have definitely continuously come up with creative ways to retain and hold on to those tag team titles. And at every turn, it's come at the expense of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Now Nathan Frazier with the cover, but he only gets a 1. Now Frazier posing for the crowd as Tonga Loa able to make the tag. Now Tama Tonga barking at the crowd and Axiom tags in. DDT from Tama Tonga. Sends Axiom into the corner. Tonga Loa with the cover. Nathan Frazier in to break it up. And he's sent out onto the floor for his trouble, but he is able to get in and disrupt the count. And now Tama Tonga back in. Gets Axiom up. Big clothesline. Goes for the cover. And the Bloodline victorious. Even despite the pre-match attack from Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, they pick up the win. And speaking of Kevin and Sami, they are back out here taunting the champions. They, like all of us, assuming we're going to see these two teams go to battle at WrestleMania. But we are still waiting for a confirmation on that from WWE official Triple H. Roman Reigns on his way out. Roman, who is set to take on his cousin, The Rock, the final boss, at WrestleMania for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And since Roman qualified for that match at Elimination Chamber. We have not heard a peep out of The Rock. We have not seen The Rock. We know that The Rock can't be happy that Roman is back, that Roman was the winner at the Elimination Chamber, and that Roman will be his opponent at Wrestlemania. But again, Rock has been MIA. Roman says, "Where you at, Dwayne? Starting to kind of get the feeling that maybe you're afraid to face me at WrestleMania. I know, you're probably really busy out in Hollywood trying to steal another movie franchise. I hear they're making another Toy Story. You could be the next Woody. I mean, you are already kind of a dick. Look, at WrestleMania, legends are made or they're exposed. And I have every intention of exposing your ass in front of the whole world." Roman Reigns fires another shot. Will The Rock respond?